Hey everybody, welcome to the Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, along with the one, the only, the little under the weather, Chipped Monk. What's up, brother?
What's happening, mate?
Dude, I would say a whole lot, but only one thing is happening right now, and that's this goddamn podcast. No,
that's right. The only thing out here
that's it.
Spinning the platters that matter.
Only thing. I love it. That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah. Some DJs from the 50s, bro.
I love it.
Records on records.
I love it. Man. I think, summer is the dog days of gaming, like as far as releases, right?
Yeah.
The last release worth a damn is usually released end of May, beginning of June, and then you ride those games out till summer. Sports fans among you will be looking forward to the new 2K, the new Madden, things like that come out. Like,
you got the NC, the college football.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. I was leaning into it. Yeah.
Boom.
So big.
The preamble was too much, dude. Just get to the point, bro. Stop with all the bullshit.
You got to warm up. You got to warm up the oven before sticking it in, brother.
I don't know, dude. Like, this is like. We're just trying to get the easy bake oven here going, dude. Like,
man, I got one of those old ranges, dude. That you just crank that bitch up and then you turn it down.
Cause gas leaks and your whole fucking house is gonna go up with these metaphors, bro. Play with smoke,
play with fire there.
Yeah,
but no, man. I think that it's actually huge that EA is going back into the NCAA space, because the
players are getting paid finally.
Yeah, the last game they released was 2014, which is a classic among sports gamers, right? And it's not even the fact that the NCAA crowd isn't your typical crowd that will stick with Madden no matter what, nor will they stick to whatever else is on the market. There's just like this. There's a different gameplay feel to the NCAA games that nothing else really captured after 2014 was gonzoed. So the fact that it took EA, I want to say it was like 3 years of development to even get this off the ground is insane. The fact that EA did it, because EA typically is known for churning out shit just day in, day out. Doesn't matter what it's like, just get it on the market, right? So the fact that EA is taking their time with this means that they're gearing up for something big. So, I'm not like the last sports game that I truly played and took some time in was, 2K12, but I have dabbled in, the NHL games, the MLB The Show, which is actually super fun. And the thing with gaming and game dev is I find there's a subset of gamers who just immediately trash sports games, right? They're like, oh, they're just fucking shovelware. It's same shit as last year. And a lot of times these people don't play sports, they don't watch sports, and they just think it's just trash, right? That's
messed up.
And I'm here to say there's just like an art form to making sports games fun. Now, most games are leaning into simulation nowadays, but in the heyday of gaming, the 80s, 90s, we had Tecmo Bowl, NBA Jam, and NBA, NFL
Blitz.
Street, FIFA Street, just Blitz. Yeah. Sports are already games themselves. So to even gamify football. Sports more is just like one of those things that's just so easy to do. You can immediately have like a semi-competitive casual game where people just understand the rules from other mediums, right? And I think nailing a sports game to a casual audience where they're like, yes, I will play. To this day, if I bring up NBA Jam, it doesn't matter what crowd I'm in, people will be like, hell yeah, that game's great. Bring up to a certain crowd, Tecmo Bowl, right? Hell yeah, that game's great. Don't pick Bo Jackson, you're a cheater. You can't be the Raiders. Everyone knows you can't be the Raiders because Bo Jackson was just the god. But on top of that, and then another subset of people, Blitz, which would, for me, that whole thing, I absolutely love Blitz. So that all being said, I hope for any NCAA fans that game comes out as this time of recording in 4 days. So hope you guys get the game you deserve. I myself am going to try it because I did enjoy 2014. But I got to say, my faith in EA is just not there, but I know they're the only game in town for just any kind of football game. And I wish the big studio was there to give us offshoots of more cartoony stuff like the Street series and things like that.
I think it's still being made by like, a lot of smaller devs, a lot of indie devs. It's just you're probably not looking for it. I mean,
no, you're right. You're right. But the big thing, not to cut you off, but the big thing is people want the licenses. That's like the thing with sports. It's like you want to play as your team or a team you like. That's it's a necessary evil.
It's cosplaying fantasy, man. I want to be, a hero to save the world, dude. I want to be the Los Angeles, Raiders, dude. Or whatever. I want to play BoJack. Exactly. I want to run down and get 100-yard plays every play.
Yeah.
It's escapist fantasy.
I'm
sick of it. Oh, I love it, dude. It's great. It's crazy that they just like allowed certain companies to like basically own the licenses across the board, but I guess that's just money, right? Like,
and I think it's made like you completely eliminated competition in that space, and it's made the yearly releases worse, I feel. And I think the consumer feels that too, but these types of people who buy these games are usually the more casual audience where they don't care. They'll play it for a bit,
they just want to
be fine with it. So,
or they'll play it like all the time, dude. People love sports games. They love like the NHL. They love the FIFA, dude. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. Like, it's like their go-to game. It's like how a lot of bros out there playing COD. Like, we're just gonna sit back and like run a round or two of COD, and then that's that. A lot of people go home and they're like, let's just play like a few games of FIFA, or we'll do FIFA online, or I'll play it with my roommate, and boom, that's it. Ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. But it's like their go-to, dude. Like, it's like above and beyond like any other game. They're like, a lot of people, that's the only thing they're really playing, dude.
True.
And it's awesome. But they build out rosters and they go through seasons and everything else.
I know. It's a whole fantasy thing. They're basically tabletop wargaming with
sewing it, dude.
exactly. But yeah, man, I just wanted to highlight that, saying it's rare that we get something that's been gone for over a decade to come back. And that being said, it's EA, so Great Assault, high.
A lot of that was like licensing, right? Like the players, like unionized.
College. Now they have NIL deals, so players can get paid, and things. It's a huge. There
was like lawsuits and stuff because they're making those games and they weren't paying like the players before.
But also the schools are kind of robbing the kids too.
Always have been.
So it's a
they're paying them an education.
Racket.
We get all this millions of dollars, dude. You don't need it.
Yeah,
you're a student. What are you going to do with $1 million?
Yeah, it's a level of bullshit that's insane.
Dude, it's crazy what greed will let you justify, dude. But like, here we are.
100%. Yeah. So that shout out to the NCAA team. Hopefully you guys made a banger, because to follow up, what a lot of people consider one of the best football, American football. Let me just say, I know we have audience outside. American football game ever is a huge task. So especially in this day's AAA space where we're so used, unfortunately, to games coming out buggy as shit and waiting for patches. So I feel with this one, they got to swing for the fences. They got to knock it out of the park right away. So
get a glass of water on an alien, dude. Go for it.
I love it. All right. But
really go for it, dude.
Yeah, switching gears here, man. I didn't want to take up too much of everyone's time because we had our holiday break.
I'm sweating bullets to this fever's been nuts, dude.
You're sick,
I'm at the tail end of it, dude. Like Friday, I was useless. Saturday, pretty useless. Like I couldn't even think, dude. Like that's how bad it got, dude. I was like sitting there and I was like, because like nothing was bad except I was like really hot and sweaty, and I was like, do I go to the emergency room for this? Like, I don't know. Like, even when I tell them, like, I just have like a crazy ass fever. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'd like just turn down the AC and like put some ice on me, dude. Drink a bunch of water, I had the emergency packs, dude. I drank a bunch of that shit.
Yeah.
I basically flooded my system with like B12 and vitamin C, dude. And I was like, whatever. Just go to bed. Hopefully I wake up.
Hopefully wake up alive. Worst thing is waking up dead, dude. I just damn it.
You don't want to do that, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But happy you're here.
Did you get up to anything this week? You do anything?
Yeah. People have seen me. I've been addicted to MechWarrior Online. I've been playing Elden Ring a shit ton, trying to get to.
Yeah, you said you're trying to get back into it.
Yeah. So I'm fully into Elden Ring now. I'm in the Altus
because of the expansion.
Region. No, not even the yes and no. I was planning to get back to it always. I actually got late into getting back to it because I wanted to get back to it before the expansion so I could just jump in.
Yeah. I
sat on my ass. I didn't do anything. So expansion's out. I'm playing it. I'm playing it every day. It's very fun. Still in my ranking of the hierarchy of Souls games, I would rank Sekiro 1, Bloodborne 2, Dark Souls, and I'd rank Elden Ring somewhere in the middle. But here's the thing: they're all bangers, right? Like it's like how like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, it's like not. It is what it is. So I'm enjoying it, to be said.
Nice.
As far as like the MechWarrior thing, it's one of those things where I've always enjoyed mechs. In the game Chrome Hounds by From Software was the pinnacle of mech games, where it was simulation, but like the battle tactics were very true to. I'll say true to life, but as true to life as you can be with a giant lumbering tank on wheels
robots
or on legs. I've always been chasing that game's multiplayer feeling.
Oh, damn.
Because
chasing the MechWarrior dragon, dude.
There was a point where I'm playing in a sortie with two of my other friends. Or three of my other friends actually. Had a four-man squad. Shout out Sir Solus, Professor, Sir Trey. And it was a completely pitch black map, right? Your mech could have lights on it, or it could have night vision, but you had to put it on your mech and it consumed a slot. Professor made a radar mech. He had barely any defense. He had things, countermeasures for missiles, so he couldn't be attacked, but he didn't really jump in with any offense. Maybe a machine gun or something. So in mech games, machine gun does shit damage. You have to keep it on there forever. But we were in this pitch black map, and this was online, so there were other people in mechs who had night vision and shit. But Professor was calling people out, in coordinates. And,
dude, he's a spotter.
So it was a spotter, yeah. And myself and everyone else we were just shooting into the fucking dark wherever Professor told us to aim and point. But we won that map, and that to this day is one of the most just epic experiences I've ever had, because the game's graphic engine, when you're in night, when you shoot missiles, the light from the missiles will go over your mechs and stuff, and you can kind of see a little bit of it, so you can see this just cadre of mechs just in front of us also trying to shoot at us, and I feel one of those people had night vision because they were shooting at us pretty well, so we had to get cover, but everyone else in that team clearly didn't, because they had their lights on and they were trying to get close to us, but we were just Professor calling shit out, and we were just moving around them and just kept pot shotting them and knocking components off and shit. One of the best experiences of gaming for me. It always stuck with me. And prior to that, I played MechWarrior as a kid and stuff, but nothing had the level of customization that Chrome Hounds offered. So I've been chasing that. And I've been trying to find that. So then I was like, fuck it. Let's see where MechWarrior is now. So I jumped in playing MechWarrior 5, playing MechWarrior Online. And I got to the point where I'm blowing off components. I'm searching for cockpit kills or engine kills or shooting off legs and just making people walk slowly. So I'm getting some of that, but it's never going to be the level of Chrome Hounds, and I have to accept that. But it's given me, and I've said it many times before on this pod, I like the Western style mechs, big, slow moving, just fucking tanks on legs. So I've been enjoying it, and I could say I know it's not for everyone. I know most people who see it think it's boring as shit, but I'm enjoying it, and that's one of the things we were saying on the pod. Just if you're enjoying something, do it for you. You don't have to do anything for anyone else, right? So I'm loving the shit out of it.
Just quote me to me.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. And it's gotten me into the lore as well, which we've spoken a little bit about Warhammer and some of the other tabletop shit on this pod. But I've gotten into the lore of BattleTech. There's this. I read this huge thing on Turtle Bay Invasion with Clan Smoke Jaguar and just causing.
Dude, they just relaunched the Gundam series, their anime.
Yeah. So exactly. So
a lot of money up in them giant robots.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been what I've been focusing on,
Nice,
and I've been having a good time. As far as game dev and stuff too, as you know, it's coincides with my work day. If I have time, so I'm back on the ebbs and flows of I have time again. So I have been reading up on Godot.
Did you get that humble bundle you're showing me? And I was like, oh,
I did. And I have to say, I don't like the node system at all. It feels cumbersome. And
since our last conversation, I've been looking more and more into Godot, and it seems a little cumbersome, but it seems like pretty good. Like once you get used to it, because then you can because everything's kind of nested, you can drag and drop other things. So anything else that uses that thing, subsystem, you can just pull over systems. It seems all right.
Yeah.
Then when you get into resources, those are scriptable objects, so you can set one script basically, and then you can pour that resource into any other game object. And
so
it does not help. It doesn't help that from 3 to not 0.9 to 4, they've changed the naming of a lot of shit.
Well, it doesn't matter to me though, right? Because I'm starting from now, but yeah.
Hopefully all those books though have the most recent information,
right?
Because I know there's shit where I was trying to get in around 3 and they changed the name of the cameras and some of the nodes and shit, and I was just this is impossible. Fuck Godot.
So remember my first game, the puzzle game, the matching game? And I said I'm going to remake that in Game Maker. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remake that in Game Maker.
Honestly, dude, the more I've been looking at Godot, the more I've been why don't I just get Game Maker? It's free now. What am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, 3D versus 2D, right? But for me, I usually make 2D things, so Game Maker works fine for me.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to experience Godot. I wanted to try it, and I wanted to try node-based systems because I know that those are popular. Nodes, blueprints, things like that. They're super popular right now. They're the new drag and drop.
Sure. And it definitely feels like there's some momentum there too, where it's could be where the ball is going, given enough time and resources, which it seems like everyone's putting behind this because they're it just seems like they're sick of the big 2 engines. So
yes, exactly. That. So yeah. That being said, I just wanted to let you know I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna remake Saturation, my first puzzle game, and I'm gonna try and do it in Game Maker and Godot using the same resources just to see what. And I initially my Sir Solis, we initially made it in Construct. Our Construct 2, we initially made the game. I've since sat on it, and it's one of those games where we should have released, right? I still think it could be big.
I feel like it would have been huge, dude.
I think the two puzzle games we made, that if we go back to them and remake them now, we could release them both. And I think they could be. Right?
I don't think so. I think just the amount of competition and shit, dude. You gotta think of how much time's passed, bro. It's been over a decade, bro. Right. There was zero competition. You had such a good unique selling point, dude. I was this is great. I don't know. It's I feel there would have been a bunch of clones of those games by now. If you had put them out, dude.
I think you're right. But it's and here's the thing. Big for me, right? Is not big for everyone else. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big for me is 100 people play the game. I'd be super happy with that.
I think if you dropped it back in the day, dude, it'd be up to over 1 million installs right now, dude. Yeah, easily.
Everyone I've showed that
to,
they've always took my phone and just played more. Everyone I've shown it to. And
I just think it was just such a desolate, empty marketplace back then, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I think you probably get a couple hundred. I don't know. I get. I think my itch is a couple thousand plays across all my games, which I think is huge.
Yeah, so
I wish I had more feedback on them though. But what can you do?
Yeah, so I think that's going to be my summer goal. Remake Saturation. I'm gonna. You made a great point when we had this episode about keeping on task and things like that. We're making a journal. I've been actually doing that with gaming. It's how I got back into Elden Ring. Is whenever I'm done, I write down what my next goal was in the game. And it's actually made the adventure more fun. It's made it more cinematic for me, just like kind of tricking myself into, doing something more. So I'm going to do that with gaming. I'm going to make a journal. I don't know if I'm going to record anything, but I'm going to write down what I'm trying to do, what my progress was, what my goal is for the next day, and take it piecemeal.
I do I used to, when I had a goal or something I was working towards, I'd do debriefs every week. And it's usually a half an hour. And it was just what were you trying to do? What went well? What could go better? And then I have measurables. So how much time did I spend on it? How much lines of code or whatever did I write? What specifically was I trying to do? And then and I try not to do any negativity. It's more just all right, what went well? And then what can I do better? And then I don't even focus on anything that went bad or things that I couldn't do or had no control over or anything of that stuff.
Definitely.
And then I usually just had a little a graph as well that I'd make in Excel of just the hours or whatever measurables you have. There's is it lines of code? Is it how often you're doing it? Is it the time that the engine was open? Is it whatever? I don't know. There's there's that. And then I think there's other problems too of feasibility statements and stuff. We're talking about what engine should we use? It's how much time. Yeah. It's weird because it's there's no fast and loose rule on how long you should spend looking for the thing.
Yeah.
I think I showed you that fighting system I was working on with the combat, the free flow combat.
Yes.
Dude. So I basically have that down. I use a finite state machine. I probably should have used a behavior tree, and I use this scriptable objects and plug in animation. And I found out on YouTube later that week,
behavior tree and just call it.
I could tie it directly to the animation API, and then blend animations behind, and then when an action triggers an animation, it can trigger a different animation, so I can have dynamic, hitboxes and shit stuff. I throw this type of punch, they'll react with this animation type of shit. And I was fuck. So I was I don't know. So it's the circle of knowing. And now it goes into almost refactoring, where it's all right, so I know all this, but I already have a pretty good system. It's 80% there. Do I start over to get that last 95%, or because I don't know. So yeah, there's feasibility statements, what you know, what you don't know, when should you refactor your code? Is it even necessary? I don't know. I heard this quote, I forgot from who, but it's there's two types of programmers: those that finish games and those who write good code. So,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I love it.
But there is a thing of if depending on the type of game you're making, where you can get bogged down with really bad and really shitty code, or you could be your own worst enemy with how you're doing things.
Yeah.
Or just I don't know, if you're rewriting the exact same code over and over again, you probably should figure it out.
Right.
But yeah, man.
So I was going to use this to try and say that I think each week I'll give an update. I'll probably message you before we do this just to say where I am, so try and keep myself on task. So, I don't have a big project at my day job until September. So, the next, month and a half I'm free. So, and it's a game I've already made. So it's just, getting back on the horse. Yeah. So looking forward to it. That being said too, I probably need to still add the boss to my kids games, but it's
is that the only game you finished while we've been doing the pod?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I did it. Did it, baby. Actually, that was one of the wish list things I did, was to finish one. So
nice.
I don't count it as finished. Just like to add a boss, but yeah, definitely. But yeah,
so that's DLC, dude. The main core games, dude. Right. True. It's more bosses and characters coming later.
Yeah,
dude.
We got my 1 to your what do you have, 7 or so?
I don't know. A lot of games I've shown you, I don't really release. I just keep on working on stuff. I think doing this,
you've had 3 you put out on it.
I think one of those are out of those 3, one's an actual game. The other 2 are more tech demos or ideas or experiences that I'd they're more for I was trying to learn a thing and do a thing. And then I was well, I finished this. I guess I should put this on Edge, but I don't know if I should have. Where it's I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a nice place because it's a lot of developers as well. so they understand where you're at.
And it also
or
lets you like add in like blogs or journals and stuff too to things. So like if I want to, I could go and explain more of my thought process or like what this is about or what it means to me.
I did set up an inch on your recommendation. I should use that as well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, man. Anything you wanted to say before we cut off? Or are you good to go? Just get better. I think that's all.
I don't know. Was there like some other video gaming news, man? I feel like we're forgetting. Was it? Oh, they think they raised the price of Game Pass. Everyone saw that coming for a while. It's like, yeah. They're like, oh, we just bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. It's like, yeah, dude, you're gonna have to
we're gonna have to make up that somehow.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Yeah.
We'll see. All right.
Nothing really. I'm sure we'll think of some stuff as soon as it sounds like.
And like dog days of summer, man. There's we're just in a fucking holding pattern.
I've just been working hard on different demos and ideas. I've been like breaking things down to just like a simple like single core mechanic, and then working on that. And like I've been thinking, kind of like you're saying, like dog days of summer, of like kind of want to like try and learn Godot. I think maybe. I just
want to do like a tutorial and make like a small project, like literally just a platformer, same one plane, boop, 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 done. Like,
I think they have like a Metroidvania like template already, dude, for the Godot. You could just open up LDTK, dude, and like make like a quick little Metroid level or something, dude.
Don't fucking threaten me with a good time. That's how I get off task. I'm like, this seems fun. It's good. All right,
nothing
man.
much from me, dude. I'm just out here doing the thing.
Hell yeah.
All right, boys.
All right.
Girls.
For the Combo Wombo podcast, Mr. Gimpy.
Chipmunk.
All right, Chipmunk. Feel better, brother. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.
We out. Peace.